Lovely nights, paradise with your soul crashing into mine. How could we be so dumb to let you fall like that? Never drink, 'cause I know if I did, I'd call you every time. And baby, I'm a fool to let you fall like that. I know I'm not perfect, but you know that you'd rather be right next to me. All I want is for us to be happy, but maybe we don't know what love is. But maybe we don't know what love is. I think I love you more than I love myself, yeah. 'Cause I think about you over and over again, and every now and then I just can't help myself to think about you over and over again. I know I'm not perfect, but you know that you'd rather be right next to me. All I want is for us to be happy, but maybe we don't know what love is. 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 I know we were never perfect, but maybe that's just how it should be. I know we were never perfect, but maybe we don't know what love is. But maybe we don't know what love is. Maybe we don't know what love is.
You could be my only one, or you could be all the boys I know. All the games you made for me got me thinking if you're okay. You call me, I'm alone. Maybe I'm just lonely. Oh, keep me up all morning, babe. 'Cause I've been having dreams of you. Go back to something. Maybe we could be more than nothing. Maybe we could have it all again. Go low, 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 low.
We couldn't love right. We had enough and we've given up on you, you and I. But you got this new guy, and when he's around you, it's got me thinking about you, you and I don't want you to be fine, but I still lie awake at night. I don't want it to go right. Save your face when you come by. And he holds you close like I used to. He holds you close like I used to. Like I used to, yeah. I've been thinking about you. 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 We couldn't love right. We had enough and we've given up on you, you and I. But you got this new guy, and when he's around you, it's got me thinking about you, you and I don't want you to be fine, but I still lie awake at night. I don't want it to go right. Save your face when you come by. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. Like I used to, yeah. I've been thinking about you. 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 I don't want you to be fine, but I still lie awake at night. I don't want it to go right. Save your face when you come by.
Walking away, your words are lost on me. It's taking everything not to turn around. Throw it away, see if you'll let go of me when you're not holding me. I can see it now. Hey, when I lose, but if I'm gonna lose you, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. I'm like, oh shit, I've been doing this a long time. Lost in my head, I don't care, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose it. I'm up all day, all night, we playing our last fight. Now in hindsight, I don't care, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose it. Yeah, kinda hate myself sometimes. Everything was on the line. Didn't wanna be the one who had to say it. No, I can't rewind the time. Promise I'll put down my pride. Don't look back because I mean it when I say it. But if I'm gonna lose you, I'm gonna lose
hours later. 6 hours later.
Lovely nights, paradise with your soul crashing into mine. How could we be so dumb? Let's fall like that. Never drink, 'cause I know if I did, I'd call you every time. Baby, I'm a fool to let's fall like that. I know I'm not perfect, but you know that you'd rather be right next to me. All I want is for us to be happy, but maybe we don't know what love is. But maybe we don't know what love is. I think I love you more than I love myself, yeah. 'Cause I think about you over and over again. And every now and then I just can't help myself to think about you over and over again. I know I'm not perfect, but you know that you'd rather be right next to me. All I want is for us to be happy, but maybe we don't know